Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of XRP, taking a look at what has been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button, I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you have not yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Okay guys, I am still a little bit under the weather, and I'm going to try to get through this without coughing, so I'll try to keep this brief and give you as much information as I can about what I think is going on here with XRP, and so you can be best prepared, and then I'll try to expand on this once I start feeling a bit better. So we'll keep it nice and brief. This is XRP paired with USDT. We're on the hourly chart to start with, and Binance is the data source. Now, as you can see, last time we were taking a look at this, we were still targeting down here at about 36 cent with this kind of ABC function to the downside. This is still very much valid, as we've failed to hit higher than this B wave at the moment. So this is still technically the low point. However, we can refine this a little bit closer, because for example, we have this as our A wave, this is our B wave, and this is another C wave potentially coming down here. And this kind of sideways trade. Okay, so if this is a B wave that we're currently in right now, then essentially we could be looking at some kind of B wave wedge or some kind, something to that effect. We could also move this over to this downward area here and make this our B wave, okay, and then just move our C wave over here. Okay, so I think time will tell how this is going to play out. There's a lot of overlap, but I think this one actually works out quite nicely for the subwave count. So if we were to have this just marked up at something like this, we could basically look at this maybe even as a WX YXZ, for example, just here, and that would play out quite nicely. And then you look at this B wave up, and then we pull back down. So I don't want to overcomplicate things too much, but I do think we are in this B wave, and we are still looking to pull back down. The lows at the moment are still set here at about 36 cent. That hasn't changed. However, if we push up higher, it will raise this target. So, for example, if we were to move up to, let's say, 41.6, then our low target becomes 37 cent, for example. Okay, so it is subject to change, but as it stands at the moment, this is where we're looking. Now, if we bring our stochastic RSI into play here, you can see that we are correcting the stochastic RSI a little bit here. Not doing too much in way of price movement in terms of this correction, but if we jump up into the 4 hourly, you can see that we're overbought, so a pullback is very much likely to happen. We check out the 8 hour, and we're almost right up in the overbought area, so we're going to be running out of steam right here, and we are likely to pull back in a very significant way. The daily is obviously all the way up here as well, so we are still leaning towards those bigger collapses in the space. And if we zoom out a little bit further just on this hourly chart and just bring this back down, we still have these low targets set, right? And we can see that all of this here is this kind of continuation pattern, this sideways trade that's been going on for a while. I think this actually was the 12th of May by the time we actually hit this bottom, and we've basically just been doing this kind of really boring kind of sideways trade, this continuation pattern right here. Essentially, this is leading us down to these significant lows, and I think we are actually going to see a pretty significant pullback, and I am expecting this to be around that 26 cent at some point soon. And if I bring this up into our 8 hourly chart here, for example, and just make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. Let me just get rid of the stochastic there. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, lots of noise and stuff in the space, but essentially, if we were to think of this as a bit of a bounce to the upside and then a bit of a pullback down, this actually does indicate us moving down towards 16 cent, right, which is a pretty steep fall. But as I said previously, anywhere on that 618, the 702, the 786, these make the most amount of sense for finishing our E wave, okay, and that's basically 24, 22, or 20 cent. So there's a lot of downward action here for XRP, and I think that's a bit of a given at this stage. Now, if I come up into our daily, we can actually take a look at the ABCDE, this triangular pattern, which is our B wave, okay, and at the moment this is indicating $6.55 for our C wave up higher, and I'm expecting it to be a 5-wave move at the end there, but you know, again, we'll have to see how this plays out. I'm optimistic at this point in time for those cheaper rates, because I do think that is where we are heading, and I know it's really easy that people tend to get carried away with these little tiny mini pumps that are going on right now, but they are nothing major, and really you have to zoom out to really pay attention to the bigger picture here. And the bigger picture is that we are likely to move on down, and we are not, this cold crash is not over yet, and this is where the maximum values are likely to be once we actually pull back down in a significant way. So if we were to think about every one of these moves, this A, B, C, D, and E should be a three-wave move. You'd look at this as a potentially our three-wave move that takes us down into this low range for our E wave. Now, that does show us potentially moving down, and it is possible to move down to those lows of 16 cents. So there's a lot of room to the downside to be had here. I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can by saying about 26 is a nice area to be aiming for, but you know, the truth is that it can go down lower than even that. Once this is all done, though, however, we should be looking at pretty explosive moves to the upside. And I do think the Ripple and SEC lawsuit will be a catalyst for this impulsive move as well. But you got to bear in mind that essentially, fundamentally, those kind of things, they have a little bit of bearing, but it's not massive. And I only say this in the regard that the whole entire crypto space is pretty much going to be moving up at this time anyway, and if Ripple get the win, or they get a settlement with the SEC, it will help. It will push things further forward for sure. A little bit more FOMO to it, but it won't be the reason for the move in the space. I think the entire crypto space will be pumping up, and at that time, hopefully there will be some kind of conclusion to the case that will then help continue the growth for XRP. But essentially, I'm looking at pretty decent levels of 655, maybe up to the double digits. I've spoken about $16 in the past. It really depends on how impulsive and how much FOMO really gets going with this one as we kind of finishing this move off to the upside. But I'm going to leave the video there, guys. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.